You held your breath for 30 days. Today, the universe gives you the order, release. Today, November 30th, is the day of the great exhale. If you felt that November was a month of surgery, of diving into the dark and pressure on the chest, you were right. But the surgery is over. At this exact moment, a brutal shift happens in the sky. Venus leaves the dense underworld of Scorpio and enters the free lands of Sagittarius. At the same time, the moon ignites in Aries. What does this mean? It means double fire. It means the heavy water that covered you has evaporated. The obsession is over. The control is over. The need to dig into your own wound is over. Today is the day to leave the cave. It is the day to burn what remains of pain and look at the open road. Whoever tries to hold on to the past today will burn their hand. Whoever has the courage to let go will fly. In this video, I will guide you through the rite of chain breaking. We will build the bonfire of leftovers and align your aim for December. The weight stayed in November. You don't live there anymore. If you are ready to breathe again, declare your freedom now. The first thing you need to understand about today is that your body will register a thermal shock. For almost a month, while Venus traveled through Scorpio, you lived energetically inside a cave. It was a humid, dark, silent, and intense place. It was there that you performed surgery on your soul. It was there that you faced your fears, your jealousies, your secrets, and your shadows. The cave was necessary. It protected you while you shed your skin. But caves, if inhabited for too long, become tombs. The air runs out. The dampness begins to rot what should be alive. Today, the stone blocking the cave entrance has been removed. Venus enters Sagittarius. The moon burns in Aries. The water element evaporates instantly under the pressure of double fire. You will leave the house today, and the light will seem stronger. The street noise will seem louder. People's speed will seem frenetic. Your first reaction might be disorientation. It is like the diver who rises to the surface too quickly. The pressure change causes dizziness. You might feel a strange agitation, a racing heart for no reason, an inability to sit on the couch. Do not try to calm down. Do not try to go back to bed. What you are feeling is the call of the road. Your spirit knows the hibernation time is over. Sagittarius biology is nomadic. It was not made to stay within four walls. If you try to stay locked at home today, processing emotions or having deep and heavy conversations, you will burn up. Fire energy, if it doesn't have space to run, turns into pure anxiety. It turns into irritation. It turns into fighting. The golden rule for this November 30th is change the scenery. If you're in the living room, go to the balcony. If you're at home, go to the street. If you are in the city, go where there are trees. If you can't leave, rearrange the furniture. You need to see a horizon. Scorpio taught you to look down, at the root, at the sewer, at the buried treasure. Sagittarius forces you to lift your chin and look at the line where the sky touches the earth. This shift in visual axis, from down to far, alters your brain chemistry. Obsession, which is a closed loop, cannot survive in open spaces. You will notice that problems that seemed life or death yesterday, today, seem small, ridiculous even. Why was I suffering over this? Geographic and mental distance heals what deep analysis could not heal. Many people will resist this change today. They got addicted to the density. They think that being deep means being sad. They think that if they stop suffering, they will be superficial. Venus in Sagittarius comes to teach you a forgotten truth. Joy is also deep. Freedom is also spiritual. Laughing out loud is as sacred as crying in secret. You have permission to be light. You have permission to drop November's dead weight at the entrance of December and not look back. Today's thermal shock serves to cauterize the surgery wounds. Fire dries, wind cleanses, If you feel a sudden and irresponsible urge to drop everything and walk aimlessly, listen to that urge. Give it at least an hour of your day. Take the car, take the bus, or use your feet. Go to a place you have never been. Eat something you have never eaten. Talk to a stranger. Routine is the enemy today. The known is the trap. The universe is giving you a push out of the nest. You don't need a plan for December right now. You just need to get out of the November hole. The door is open, the air is fresh, the road is calling. Do not be the prisoner who keeps sitting in the cell after the bars have been raised. Stand up, shake the Scorpio dust off your shoulders. The world is big again. Obsession, which yesterday seemed like proof of passion, today looks like a disease. Control, which yesterday looked like care, today looks like a cage. You will look at your relationships, romantic, friendship, or family, and you will feel absolute intolerance for drama. You know those circular conversations. What are we? Why did you do that? Who liked your photo? Today, they make you nauseous. You no longer have the stomach for the infinite relationship talk. You want to laugh. You want to talk about the future. You want to plan a trip. You want to know what you are going to build together, not what you need to fix again. Sagittarius's free love is not about lack of commitment. It is about lack of handcuffs. Real partnership under this energy is not two people staring at each other, obsessed in a closed room. It is two people looking at the same horizon, ready to run. The fire test for your relationships today is, does this give me wings, or does it give me an anchor? If the person next to you tries to diminish you, hold you back, or make you feel guilty for your desire to grow, they have just signed the energetic divorce decree. Sagittarius doesn't wait for those who walk slowly out of laziness. You will notice your own behavior changing. You stop stalking. You stop checking last seen. You put down the phone. Why? Because you remembered that you are the prize. Venus in Sagittarius is the huntress goddess. She knows she is interesting, vast and magnetic. She doesn't need to trap anyone. She knows that whoever wants to be by her side will have to run to keep up, and if someone wants to leave, let them go. The road remains full of adventures. This posture of sovereign detachment is the most potent aphrodisiac there is. When you let go of control, you become unpredictable, and when you become unpredictable, you become fascinating. The mystery returns, the joy returns. Today is the day to forgive the drama of November. Let last month's hurts die of starvation. Do not feed the sad story. If you keep ruminating on what hurt, you bring Scorpio's corpse to Sagittarius's party and ruin everything. Exchange heavy depth for intelligent lightness. Laugh. Humor is the healing language of Sagittarius. If you can laugh at the problems that seemed gigantic yesterday, you are saved. If the relationship has no laughter, it has no future. The invitation is to transform your partner, or the search for one, into a partner in crime. Someone with whom you can conquer the world, not someone with whom you need to battle inside the house. But beware, this freedom has a price. The price is your own emotional security. You need to trust yourself enough to leave the door open. You need to believe that whoever stays, stays because they want to, and not because you lock the exit. For those who live in insecurity, this is terrifying. For those who live in truth, this is the only way to breathe. Whoever traps you stays in November. Whoever tries to make you feel small so you fit in their pocket stays in November. Whoever loves your drama more than your happiness stays in November. Whoever runs with you, whoever vibrates with your expansion, whoever tells you go there and conquer, enters December today. Release the moorings, deactivate the control GPS. Love is not possession, it is the adventure of traveling together. If it's not an adventure, it's not worth the gas. You left the cave and released control in relationships, but there is still a practical problem: your baggage. November was a month of diving into the emotional sewer. You touched traumas, reviewed old pains, felt jealousy, anger, and fear. This was necessary for healing, but it left residue. You are carrying leftovers. Think of leftovers like that leftover food that sits at the back of the fridge. At the beginning, it was nourishment. Now, it is garbage. If you take this garbage on the trip to December, it will rot and contaminate everything new. Today, November 30th, with the moon in Aries, the first fire, and Venus in Sagittarius, the fire that expands, the sky hands you a lighter. The time has come for the bonfire of leftovers. It is not a day to recycle feelings. It is not a day to try to understand why it hurt. The analysis phase ended when Venus left Scorpio. Now the phase is elimination. Fire does not analyze. Fire consumes. You need to identify what remains in your pocket. Is it a grudge against someone who didn't apologize? Is it guilt for not having been productive enough? Is it doubt about your own ability? These things are heavy. Sagittarius the traveler does not tolerate weight. If you try to climb the mountain of December carrying the backpack of stones from November, you will fall. The Aries rule is brutal and fast. If it doesn't serve the war, burn it. Mentally or physically, if you can, you will throw this into the fire. The first thing to burn is victimization. November may have been hard. You may have taken a beating from life. But if you keep telling the story of how I suffered, you remain trapped at the crime scene. The victim doesn't walk, she waits for rescue. Burn the sad story. The hero doesn't deny the scar, but he doesn't stop walking to cry over it. The second thing to burn is obsession. That thought that ran on a loop in your head for the last few weeks. That imaginary conversation you had 100 times in the shower. That is mental trash. It is static energy. Throw it in the bonfire. Tell your mind, this subject is closed. There is nothing more to extract from here. The third thing to burn is toxic hope. That hope that the past will change, that who left will come back different, that the project that died will resurrect. Toxic hope keeps you chained to a corpse. Sagittarius is the sign of the future. You cannot look at the horizon if you are guarding the grave. Let it burn. Accept the end. The end is the fertilizer of the beginning. You will feel resistance. The ego loves leftovers. It clings to pain because pain gives it identity. Who am I without my suffering today? The answer is, you are free. Freedom scares those accustomed to prison. But look at the flame of this moon in Aries. It is impatient. It wants new life. It wants action. It has no respect for your nostalgia. Do the quick inventory. What is weighing on your chest right now? Name it. This guilt, this fear, this longing. Now, visualize yourself throwing this into a high, crackling bonfire. See the thing turning black, turning into charcoal, turning into ash, turning into smoke. And see the smoke rising and disappearing into the blue sky of Sagittarius. It's over. It exists no more. The physical sensation should be one of emptying. You become lighter. The air goes deeper. The shoulders drop. You don't need to resolve everything that happened in November. You just need to decide that you won't carry it. You decree the amnesty of your own heart. What was, was. What stayed, stayed. Do not take garbage into the new house. December is virgin land. Step on it with clean feet. Let the bonfire burn to the end. Turn your back on the smoke and start walking. The smoke of what you burned has already cleared. The ground is clean now. The sky asks you for a physical movement. Lift your head. All through November, your gaze was directed downwards. You were looking at the root, at the underground, at what was hidden. It was necessary. But if you keep looking down, when the sun enters Sagittarius, you will stumble. Today's energy demands that you shift focus from the hole to the horizon. Sagittarius is the archer, and the first rule of the archer is you only hit what you can see. If you enter December looking at your feet, worried about small problems, the bill due on the 10th, the reply to yesterday's message, you will walk in circles. Small life swallows you when you lose the vision of the whole. Today, November 30th, is the day to calibrate your aim. We are not talking about making an early New Year's resolution list. Lists are earth things, bureaucratic and boring. We are talking about vision. Vision is a mental image of destiny. It is the golden dot far away at the end of the road. Ask yourself now, where do I want to be on December 31st? Do not answer with logistical details. I want to have paid off the credit card. Answer with states of being and real achievements. I want to be celebrating the victory of that project. I want to be in absolute peace with my family. I want to be in love with my life. This image is your target. The secret of Sagittarius is that he does not worry obsessively about the how. The how is the arrow's problem during the flight. The wind helps, gravity adjusts. The archer's concern is only with direction. If your direction is right, even mistakes take you forward. If your direction is wrong, or if you have no direction at all, even the hits are useless. Today, you need to lock your aim. Most people enter the last month of the year in survival mode. They are tired, dragging themselves to the finish line, praying for the year to end. They are victims of the calendar, not you. You will enter December in attack mode, not an aggressive attack, but an attack of vitality. You will go in running because you saw something up ahead that interests you. The Sagittarius horizon is vast. It asks you to dream a bigger size than what you dreamed in November. In November, you just wanted to stop feeling pain. In December, you must want to feel ecstasy. Raise the stakes. If your target is small, I just want to rest, your energy will be small. If your target is big, I want to close the year with my greatest achievement. Your biology will produce the necessary energy to get there. The body obeys the vision. Stand up. Spread your legs to shoulder width. Feel solid but ready to move. Now, make the gesture your body was begging to make all month. Open your arms. Stretch them to the sides as much as you can. Occupy space. Expose your chest. This is the posture of absolute freedom. It is the posture of one who has nothing to hide and nothing to fear. It is the opposite of the shrunken posture of November. Breathe deep, filling this new space you created in your ribs, and looking at the horizon or at the flame, say the final decree. Speak loudly. Speak with the voice of someone who has just broken the chain. I am free. Say it again. I am free. Feel the truth of this phrase. It is not a request. Please free me. It is a statement of fact. The weight has fallen. The debt has been paid. The mourning is over. Stay in this position for a minute. Feel the wind, the heat, or the air touching your skin. Imagine you are an arrow that has just been released from the bow. The tension was left behind. Now there is only the flight. Done. The rite is complete. Lower your arms, but do not shrink your chest. Maintain the posture. You have just crossed the border. Welcome to the open road. November is over. Leave the dead weight on the ground. You don't live there anymore. The cave was left behind. The water dried up. The fire ignited. You survived the deepest dive of the year and returned to the surface with lungs full of new air. Do not waste this breath trying to explain the past. The past has already been paid for. From now on, the rule is lightness and movement. If something tries to pull you back into darkness or guilt, remember, you already burned that bridge. The only available path is forward. December is virgin land. Step on it with the authority of one who has freed themselves from their own chains. To seal your liberation, notify the universe that the contract of suffering has been torn up and assume your new life under the open sky. Leave your final decree registered. Write in the comments, "I am free."